A flap is a sound produced by a single rapid contact between the two articulators, in addition to and other than the vocal fold vibration. When you flap a consonant, you are constantly using voicing. In the consonant chart, tap or flap are listed together. If you want to look at this very carefully, it doesn't mean that tap and flap are synonyms. What it means is that whether you tap that consonant or flap it, the pronunciation is the same. At least in English, you can flap your R or you can tap your R. When you have an intervocalic ta or da, you can flap it or tap it. It doesn't matter. The result will be the same. For example, the word latter versus ladder are clearly distinct when you speak slowly and enunciate them in American English, but when rapid, normal pace of speed, they are flapped or tapped and they're pronounced as ladder. Batter, matter, matter, all of these words, they could be flap or tap in English. The result would be the same. But the distinction between flap and tap is significant for certain languages like Tamil and Hausa. So although in English, it doesn't matter whether you flap it or tap it, in a language like Hausa and Tamil, it is important. And what is the difference between a flap and tap? The difference is that in the pronunciation of a flap, the active articulator makes a contact with the passive articulator and then retreats or returns to a position of rest. Whenever you want to think of flap, think of a frog that is eating a bug and then it pulls back the tongue to the position of rest. But for tap, it doesn't have to be the case. You can just tap it and just leave it in the air. This symbol, which shows a flap, alveolar, it's an alveolar flap, then there's a trill version. They differ mainly in that the trill involves several vibrations while flap only requires one. In Spanish, when you have perro, dog, it is clearly a trill, but then you have the word pero. But in Persian, the word barodar, which means brother, this ra is actually flapped or tapped, barodar. And the last one is trilled. The tap and trill in Persian are allophones of the same phoneme and they appear in different positions, obviously. The closure between the articulators in the case of flaps is intermittent. Retroflex R exists in Indian languages.